I first met our next speaker in the halls of St. Andrews University, where he teaches in their MBA program. Dr. Freeman was born and raised in Laurinburg and is a 1981 graduate of Scotland High School. He graduated from UNC Chapel Hill with a Bachelor of Science degree in Business Administration and NC State University with a Master's and PhD in Public Administration, and Duke University with a Master's in Business Administration. He worked extensively in city and state governments while in Raleigh and Maryland, as well as with an international management consulting firm while in Washington, D.C. He opened his own company in 1997 and today operates a national consulting firm with over 30 employees and annual revenues in excess of $7 million. Dr. Freeman is also a professor of business administration at St. Andrews University, where he teaches in their MBA program. He still resides here in his hometown of Laurinburg with his wife Kaylee and their 3 children, Will, Ben, and Sophie. Please help me welcome Mr. Dr. Freeman. Dr. Freeman.
To Jennifer and the Laurinburg Scotland County Chamber of Commerce, I say thank you for inviting me to participate in this important event. I'm honored to be here with you today. To the 2013 graduating class of the Young Entrepreneurs Academy, I say congratulations. To the involved business leaders, friends, family, and parents of the graduates, I also extend my congratulations. I must admit that when Jennifer asked me to speak for a few minutes, I found myself struggling with what to say. Yes, I wanted to congratulate all of you, but I wanted to also share with you something a little bit more meaningful. So I thought about it a bit, and then it came to me. I will share with you the top 5 lessons I've learned in my entrepreneurial life that I wish someone had told me much, much sooner. In doing this, I'll share with you some personal experiences of my journey from Scotland High School to the present time living in Laurinburg with my family and owning and operating a business here. Possibly, just possibly, you'll find bits and pieces of this useful as you start down your own personal entrepreneurial paths. As I speak to you tonight, I'm still not sure what I want to do when I grow up. That's a question everybody loves to ask. What do you want to be when you grow up? It's a lot to consider at such an early age, isn't it? I had a friend that knew she wanted to be an attorney when she was in 3rd grade, and she actually became one. Me, on the other hand, I had no idea. And in my college years at Chapel Hill, I spent many, many visits in my advisor's office, changing my major from pre-medicine to pre-law and back to pre-med. You know, all those things your parents would want you to do. To this day, I can still remember writing a letter to my dad, explaining I wanted to be a business major. There was a time when we actually wrote letters instead of texts and emails. A business major seemed like a cop-out at the time, and I'd be surely a disappointment to my parents. However, I eventually discovered it was the perfect major for me, and here's why. Business allowed me to try new things and to be entrepreneurial. As a person who loves to innovate, and to be honest, I get really bored really fast. Business was the perfect thing for me. It did not put me in a box. This story brings me to my first lesson, and that is to discover your passion. This passion may come to you one day in an instant, or it may come to you over time as a result of trial and error. However it happens, it's crucial that you experience many different things and be open to new experiences, and eventually, one day, discover what your passion is. As Mike Clemary, the chairman and CEO of one of the largest insurance brokerages in the world, said, you can Google for an answer, you can Google for a mate, you can Google for a career, but you can't Google to find what's in your heart, the passion that lifts you upward. I was a lazy student at Scotland High School and throughout my undergraduate studies at Chapel Hill. I was determined to do the least amount of work I had to do to get it done. Fortunately, I got pretty good grades, but didn't participate in sports, and really didn't excel in anything. I waited for things to come to me and underachieved at so many levels. If I had taken action and participated in opportunities like you have here with the Young Entrepreneurs Academy, I would have discovered the next lesson much sooner. Lesson number 2 is get in the game and take action. Bradley Whitford, the actor, said, "Take action. Every story you've ever connected with, every leader you've ever admired, every puny little thing you've ever accomplished is a result of taking action. You have a choice. You can be a passive victim of circumstance, or you can be the master and hero of your own lives." Lesson number 3, do not let others define who you are. And I know this is particularly difficult for high school students in this day and age. Research suggests that most of you form your personalities by the age of 5 years old. However, it's not until your teen years that you actually are actively searching for your identities. That is, developing an understanding of who you are and what you stand for. Our personal guiding principles that center us and inform the choices we make. Hard work, honesty, no drugs or alcohol, and service to others are all good examples of guiding principles. We are all concerned with trying to please others from time to time, but don't let what others think deter you from your core beliefs that you have or soon will develop. Steve Jobs of Apple Computer said it best, "Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your inner voice." The 4th lesson is learn from your mistakes. Entrepreneurs make mistakes, and I've made my share of them. On occasion, I've recruited the wrong individuals to join my team, lost money on a contract, big, way overshot the company's annual revenue forecast, and simply tried products and services that flat out failed. The tendency is to view these mistakes as failures, and I guess they really are. But the bigger mistake would be to not learn from those mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to fail. In fact, entrepreneurs make mistakes and experience failure on a daily basis. The biggest failure would be not to learn from those mistakes. Successful entrepreneurs are continually learning. In fact, they actually embrace the opportunity to learn from their failures and make a commitment not to repeat the same mistakes. In life, the things that go wrong are often the things that lead to other things going right. This leads me to my 5th and final lesson, and that is to take more risks. Now be careful, I'm not suggesting that you be irresponsible. But the fact is that entrepreneurs don't view risk like everything else and everyone else. Taking a bit more risk allows you the freedom to explore opportunities and greet new experiences with open arms. I wish I could say I started my own business because I had a well-developed plan to quit my job and start my own company. But that's just not the way it happened. That would have been too risky. Instead, we had just built a new house here in Laurinburg. Our first child was only 2 weeks old when my employer informed me he was closing the company. Wow, I was laid off and unemployed in Laurinburg. We don't have a lot of jobs here. I would have 2 options. I could move back to D.C. and the rat race that's associated with that, or I can stay in Laurinburg and start my own consulting company out of the spare bedroom. I had always known I wanted to work for myself, but never had the courage to take the risk until I was jobless. Just think, my 16-year-old company might be celebrating its 25th anniversary had I been more willing to take a few more risks earlier on. In summary, I wish I'd explored life's many possibilities and been more open to new experiences much earlier. Maybe I could have discovered my passion for entrepreneurship, learning, and teaching much, much sooner. I wish I'd worked to my potential in high school and as an undergraduate. I should have gotten in the game and taken action in my teens and not waited till my late 20s. I wish I'd realized that I was so concerned about pleasing others through my early 20s that I was allowing others to define who I was. I wish I'd learned from my mistakes instead of making those same old mistakes time and time again. And finally, I wish I had taken a few more calculated risks as the opportunities presented themselves. In closing, I have a few remarks about your projects. Modell, Khadijah, and Courtney, you've recognized the power of the internet and social media. An online newspaper targeted to middle and high school students is timely and makes a whole lot of sense to me. Mary, what better way to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ than with unique handmade jewelry? Kishawn and Kiana, freshly made red velvet cakes with distinctive designs. I know from experience earlier tonight, they're really good. I know Azara's not here tonight, but Nature Boy Lawn Care would no doubt save a lot of property owners a lot of time that they can now spend with church, family, and friends. Daisha and Tiana, t-shirts that encourage the older folks like me to work with the younger generation to build those much-needed intergenerational bonds simply is a great idea. And lastly, Emily, tangle-free headphones. I cannot wait till your line of tangle-free cell phone chargers come out. These are all wonderful innovations. I wish you all the luck as you begin down these exciting entrepreneurial paths. Believe it or not, these are just the beginning of the ideas you're going to have going forward. Hold on and enjoy the journey. Again, congratulations to all the graduates here tonight for working hard and being open to the new experiences the Young Entrepreneurs Academy has afforded you. You have succeeded. Job well done. Congratulations.
Thank you. Let's give these students another huge round of applause.